episode of Niger Girls STEM. I'm really excited to have you here today. I still remain your host, Regina Nnamaka Adigwe. And I want to put it out there and say thank you to everybody that's viewed my video, shared my link, commented, offered suggestions. I am really grateful. I'm going to work on those suggestions and I'm hoping that every video I put out there from henceforth is going to get better and better. Secondly, I also want to put it out there that I am not an expert on STEM. So if I say something that you don't feel comfortable with or you have a different opinion to what I've said, please share it with me because I'm hoping this will be a learning experience for me and also for you. And lastly, I want to talk about the article my friend sent to me when I put out the first video. So she shared the link to an article she wrote years back about becoming a manufacturing engineer. And she gave insights into what it was like for her to build her career as a manufacturing engineer, both fighting off insecurities and fighting off harassment from the opposite sex. So I feel it's a useful tool. I was inspired when I read it, and I hope you'll be inspired too when you go through it. So going straight into today's topic. So I want to talk to you today about 7 myths and facts about building a career in STEM as a woman. So there are certain expectations they have of you as a lady trying to build a career in STEM, and we're going to talk about it today. So the very first one is science is hard. So is science hard? I'll say that is false because science just requires a good attitude and effort. So if you come into science, with the attitude, negative attitude of, oh, it's difficult, it's hard, it's gonna be hard and difficult for you. But if you come into it with a good attitude, you're willing to learn, you're willing to explore things, science is gonna be easy and fun for you. So it all depends on the attitude you bring into it. And I believe in everything you do, attitude is key. Like whatever attitude you bring into whatever you do is gonna determine if you succeed or if you fail. So I'll always advise you go with a good attitude. So the second myth is that you can't be feminine if you want to build a career in STEM. That is also false because uh, I am very feminine. I believe I am very feminine. I love to wear makeup. When I have money, I get my nails done. I love to wear heels. So you can always be feminine. Sure, my friend even talked about it in the article where she said she had to stop making up. She had to, dress all covered and all that, but she refused to give up on fixing her nails. Like she was like, whatever happens, happens. Like she refused. So I feel you can bring whoever you are to work and you'll still succeed regardless of what other people are saying. You'll still succeed. So the third myth is that you have to be an introvert to succeed in STEM. That is not true. There are a lot of extroverted people that succeed in STEM. And in this sense, I think what it's actually saying is that, oh, you can't have a big social life and still be able to build a career in STEM. And that is false because it's all about time management. So if you devote time and effort towards your career, towards your study, you definitely come out on top. Even you, that you're a human being, so you're supposed to have a total human experience, which includes having a social life. We're all social beings. So if you have a social life, you're still able to devote time and effort towards your book. Definitely, you will definitely succeed. So that is very false that you have to be an introvert to succeed. So the fourth one is science is abstract. By abstract I mean like it's not something that you can use in your daily life, but that is not true. So in everything we do, science is very conceptual because in everything we do we see science. So as an environmental scientist and engineer, or hoping to become an environmental scientist and engineer, uh, I deal with water hydrology and wastewater treatment, and you can see its use in everyday life. Like you have to understand the kind of contaminants that are in water, which is safe at what particular level, and things like that. So science is not something abstract that is just in the air, like you never get to use it. No, in your daily lives, you bring it to work. You have to you have to understand that everything you do is actually conceptual in science. So the fifth one is it's an innate ability, meaning you have to be born smart to be able to succeed in STEM. I also believe that's not true because it's all about, like I said, it's all about attitude and effort. And apart from that, I believe that yes, some people are they find it easier to understand concepts than other people, I also agree with that. But if you have a good attitude, you're willing to put in time to learn whatever you want to learn, you will get better. Like there's no limit to when you're expected to learn. Therefore, if someone learns faster than you, that's still okay. That doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means that in this way, in that particular concept, like you just need to spend more time to learn it. And sometimes even when you spend more time to learn it, you grasp it, but you grab it better than someone that picked it up so easily. So the sixth myth is that women are inferior to men in STEM abilities. That is also false. Research studies have shown that men and women have the same STEM abilities. So if a man can do it, I'm not going by that adage that if a man what a man can do, a woman can do better. No, but if a man can do it, like you definitely can do it. So don't say it like it's a man's field, so a man would definitely do better than you. That's not true. So the last myth is that women can't successfully balance a career in STEM and also build a family. That is also false. A lot of scientists, a lot of engineers have shown us that you can do both. You can successfully build a career as a scientist, as an engineer, and also have a family, have a well balanced family, and even enjoy a better work balance. So I'm hoping that this myths and facts inspires you today, to continue on your journey in becoming either an engineer, a scientist, whatever field you choose in STEM. I'm hoping to see you next week. Remain blessed.